Good afternoon. Apologize for the horrible lighting today. um, in my truck, not good lighting. On my way home from work or trying to get home. Um, I know most of you were on our lesson, or most were on our lesson about humility on Sunday. Um, so Sunday we talked about humility and and putting yourself or putting the needs of others before yourself. Well, tonight I want to share a little lesson about what Jesus did before the Last Supper. He actually washed the feet of others. So let's watch the lesson real quick. Watch a little video on it, and then we'll talk about it just a little bit more afterward.
Now on the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the disciples came to Jesus and said, "Where do you want us to prepare for you to eat the Passover?" He said, "Go into the city to a certain man and tell him, 'The teacher says, my time is near. I will observe the Passover with my disciples at your house.'" So the disciples did as Jesus had instructed them, and they prepared the Passover. When it was evening, he took his place at the table with the 12. He got up from the meal, removed his outer clothes, took a towel and tied it around himself. He poured water into the wash basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to dry them with the towel he had wrapped around himself. Then he came to Simon Peter. Peter said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not understand what I am doing now, but you will understand after these things." Peter said to him, "You will never wash my feet." Jesus replied, "If I do not wash you, you have no share with me." Simon Peter said to him, "Lord, wash not only my feet, but also my hands and my head." Jesus replied, "The one who is bathed needs only to wash his feet, but is completely clean. And you disciples are clean, but not every one of you." For Jesus knew the one who was going to betray him. For this reason he said, "Not every one of you is clean." So when Jesus had washed their feet and put his outer clothing back on, he took his place at the table again and said to them, "Do you understand what I have done for you? You call me teacher and Lord, and do so correctly, for that is what I am. If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you too ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example. You should do just as I have done for you."
All right. Again, apologize for the quality of the video. So one of the things Jesus taught us was, when he was washing feet, and that's just kind of a symbol of what we should do for each other. We should always, I think, go out of our way to try to do something nice for others. A lot of times at work, especially recently, I've always, or I'm not always, but I take the opportunity to remind people to, don't pass up an opportunity to do something nice for people. We've all been kind of cooped up and some of us, or some have been off work. Most of you kids have been out of school, or all of you kids have been out of school. Hopefully sitting at home or, with your family, you do take the opportunity to do nice things, and remind each other to do nice things for others. Being humble definitely means, putting others before yourself. It may be especially difficult right now, especially when you think about your teachers. Think about, you see one side of school where, you're having to do something different. You're having to either work online or get different packets from school. You're not able to go see your friends. You're not able to interact the same way you used to. I would I would encourage you to, be nice to your teachers, because they're going through the same thing on the other side. You have to think their whole rhythm has been disrupted. Their way of doing things have been disrupted. You have some teachers who are not used to doing things online, so they're having to learn new ways to do things just to help you kids out. So, don't pass up an opportunity to thank your teachers. Don't pass up an opportunity to be nice. It used to be the teacher's pet would bring the teacher an apple, right? Of course, we can't do that anymore. You can't send a virtual apple, or maybe you can. But don't pass up an opportunity to thank your teacher, or do something nice for a teacher, or your parents, or your friends, or your brother and sister. Or just a new person you meet. Anyway, short and sweet little lesson. Again, sorry about the video. Just making do with what we have right now. So, hope you enjoyed it. We'll have another lesson on Sunday, a full lesson. We're going to continue the Easter story. So, don't forget to tune in for the lesson on Sunday. Thanks.